Good. And so now I will do something which I haven't done before, which is I will attempt to do a demo myself on FediForum Connect that that we recently put out in beta. Let me start with the problem that FediForum Connect was created to solve. Imagine you working for a news organization, or you working for a city government or a school or a library, the kind of organization that you'd like to join us on the open social web. You work for them and you have maybe heard of Blue Sky or Mastodon, maybe set up a personal account and played around with it. You're definitely not an expert yet, but you've become convinced that the organization you work for should set up shop on the open social web, and you're convinced your boss that you can spend a bit of time figuring out how to go about that. What's your next step? The way big organizations work, the next question is almost always which service providers can help with this? Who has helped organizations like us before? Who knows our industry, what has learned, what works and what doesn't? Who is trustworthy and who can we work with? You really don't want to move your organizations to an instance, for example, that might get turned off next month, or that everybody knows has terrible moderation. That is, everybody knows it except for you because you're new to the community. You can, of course, research this all, but this research would be really time-consuming, and your boss didn't give you that much time to figure things out. So we are doing the research for you. FediForum Connect is a directory of products and services that only lists those projects that we can, in good conscience, recommend to mission-aligned organizations, that they can bet on and nobody gets fired over it. The FediForum Connect website looks a little bit like an app store. So people are immediately familiar with it. Listing come in different categories. There is open source web platforms, and we took a long time to figure out what to name these things. But there's the platforms like Mastodon or Social or Blue Sky. There is services that add on things to the platforms like Fedica we just saw. There is mobile apps as a separate category. There is platforms you can self-host, like Bonfire or a Bandwagon. There is service providers that do the hosting for you, and then there is providers of custom solutions and of consulting services. Let's look into one example. It's a work back to Fedica, which you just heard about. I click on that one. And what it has on here is the kind of things that your boss is interested in knowing, and the questions that you need to answer when your boss asks why we should work with them. So it says things like, how long have these guys been around? What does it cost? Which country are they in? Of course, what are the features that they provide? We have put in a demo right here so we can see how this works. And look, they have a customer quote here. Somebody must like them. There is at least one person here who likes them, who has gone on record saying this is a good product. This is the kind of information that organizations are interested in. Oh, they have more customers here. And then here's some information about which protocols they support, what they integrate with. And based on Samir's demo today, that is probably now a longer list than what we have here. Again, take another example. Let's say you have found out about Mastodon.social. It says something about what that is, and you find out, oh, who provides this? There is a Mastodon GmbH behind this. If I click on this, it says something about the organization behind it, and I can find out over here, oh, they do not just the Mastodon.social thing, but they also have a mobile app, and there's something self-hostable, and they're doing a fully managed service. We also added a donation link for those projects that actually have this. Let me pick one more example. Let's go down to Newsmast. For example, Newsmast here is offering custom solutions. And as you might have seen, there is a single-click contact up here. It's the call to action. That's the kind of thing an organization wants to know. Who do I talk to? And we want to make it as easy as possible to connect those people who want to talk to somebody, and those organizations like Newsmast that would like to have people call them, who are the kind of mission-aligned organizations that we are that we would like to see on the open social web. So of course there is other directories out there that list ActivityPub and AdProto projects. In fact, we actually link to them at the bottom. What's different here is that we're not trying to to list everybody, just those projects that we think would make good partners for the kind of organizations we target with this. This is work in progress. We love your feedback on who else should be listed and perhaps who should not be listed based on your experience. Together, we all know this better than anybody individually, and by making all this knowledge available, we make it easier and safer for organizations to join us on the open source web, and we don't have to get back to the closed platforms to get the updates. It is live in beta at connect.fediforum.org. You can subscribe to updates to the listing by email or following the new accounts that are down here. And I hope next time you bump into an organization who's thinking of moving to the open source web, you will tell them about FediForum Connect so they can figure out which of the projects and service providers they might want to give a call. And that is the end of my demo.